The four forms of leverage. The four forms of leverage. Okay. The last one, but not the least. Number 5. Um, spiritual. Okay. Comma. Financial. Team. And 2 leverage. Correct? Yeah. And 2 leverage. Okay. So we started the class by doing some, by let's do some revision for those who are not here yesterday. By context for the concept, and we said that labor always asks, how can I push more? What can I do more? What can I get myself involved to get more results? Why leverage always asks, how can I apply advantage to get more results? So when you prioritize leverage, hello, okay, hello. When you prioritize leverage, you redeem time, energy is preserved, and result is multiplied. Tell your neighbor, when you prioritize leverage, you redeem time, energy is preserved, and result is multiplied. So the goal the coming year, the coming season is not to burn out. The goal is to be effective and efficient at the same time. God's original design for me and you was to leverage, not to labor. So why leverage matters? Why leverage matters? Yesterday we told us that because um, if you don't apply leverage, you focus on effort, you focus on working hard to do more, just to have more. But you focus on leverage, instead of working hard with your energy and your effort, you're going to make sure you leverage on the systems available, structures available, tools and materials available, so that you can do more with less time and least effort. So leverage is the answer, because labor focuses on effort while leverage focuses on advantage. So the goal is not to be exhausting, it's not to be tired, it's not to be too occupied, it's not to be everywhere, but to be more effective and efficient. It's not only to work hard, we have to work smarter using system, structure, strategy, and leverage. So the if you don't apply it to your vision, your big goals, your plans, okay, you'll be exhausted, you burn out. You want to do everything by yourself, and that is why you need to apply leverage, so that it can help you collapse time, it can help you at least help you achieve more. And also you have to understand labor was as a result of a curse of the fallen man, because actually Adam was created not to labor, was into a land of favor, because even the Garden of Eden was planted by God, not by him. So God actually brought the finished work, position him and not to pressure him, to be a custodian, to be a manager, to also be a steward and a leader over the works of God, and not to actually involve in laboring. So his assignment was to dress and keep the garden. So his mandate was to be fruitful, multiply, subdue, dominate, and of course replenish the earth. So the idea was that he fell from that beneficiary work God put him to start laboring, because God actually caused the ground and made the ground, of course, to actually resist, and he has to labor, he has to sweat, he has to toil. So that is why we have to transit psychologically from laboring to leadership, from business operator to business ownership, so that you will not be suffering with sweat, toiling, strolling. So the key insight is that labor is necessary in a cost system, but leverage is necessary in a God's intensive system. So the environment it does stop recuperating with Adam, because actually he fell from the grace, from the field of favor. So don't enter next year with a cost language, I'm going to do more, I'm going to do more. So how can I apply more leverage to get more result with the least time and least effort? So we want to talk about what is leverage. So we start talking about that leverage is from the word lever, which helps you apply more energy with least effort. So hammer, screwdriver, scissors. So you can the task that can be done later by using a lever. So the purpose of leverage is that you can collapse time, shorten distance, speed progress, and also multiply results. So we took example of a transportation system. They are moving from one point to another, let's say from Uyo to Lagos. You can actually choose to walk. You know you will get to Lagos, but we don't know how long and how many years you take to get to Lagos. You can use motors, a bicycle. Bicycle, anybody that is walking, someone use bicycle. The bicycle is a lever to collapse time, shorten distance, speed progress, and multiply results. It's better than walking. You still get to Lagos with bicycle, but we don't know how long and when you will get to Lagos. If someone can use motorcycle, of course, it's just a better lever in terms of transportation than a bicycle. It will get more advantage, collapse time, have shortened distance, speed progress, and multiply. For someone used to use AKTC, mass transport, and there's one can choose to use Range Rover Sport. Another person can use flight. All will get to Lagos, but not at the same time, because leverage helps you to actually collapse time shorten distance, speed progress, and multiply results. So yesterday we stopped by telling us that the moment you ask the question, the answer is leverage. Why can I get to my destination on time? Your dream goals and dreams and vision. So we did not complete that class yesterday, but I will just give you statements so we can go to the key forms of leverage so that we can actually make sure this class is ending today, because tomorrow there is no millionaire school. So instead of focusing on how much you are going to do, why not focus on leverage? If I write it on your notes, very important. Instead of focusing on, let's round up this particular, what is leverage? Instead of focusing on how much you can do, focus on leverage, the tools, the lever that is going to give you advantage as opposed to exhausting your effort. Instead of focusing on how much you can do, instead of focusing on how much you can do, focus on leverage, tools, lever that is going to give you advantage as opposed to exhaust your effort, as opposed to exhausting yourself, giving your all your. So instead of me to build my empire alone, I better build a team, I better build a community, I better build a mastermind group, I better build a board of directors, I better make sure they become the right people, even though they don't have the right skills and competent, but they have the right character to learn, unlearn and relearn. So I say, instead of focusing on how much you can do by yourself, focus on leverage, focus on tools, focus on lever that are going to give you advantage as opposed to exhausting your effort. So that is why. So what are the 4 things you must focus on that will make sure it gives you maximum results you want? That leads us to 4 key. There are 4 key forms. There are 4 key forms of leverage. 4 key forms of leverage. So there are 4 of them: spiritual, financial, team, and tools. But how do I put on my notes? Spiritual, financial. Okay, yeah, it's here. Team leverage, tools, and system leverage. So the 4 leverage we will focus on, I'll give you the note, is spiritual. Just, you can put it in, I will give you the note here, but you can just come here now. This outline number 4. Number 1, you can write spiritual leverage so that it can make sense to you. Spiritual leverage. Number 2, financial leverage. How can you focus on financial leverage? Number 3, team leverage. And number 4, team leverage. Number 4, tools and system leverage. Tools and system leverage. So instead of me trying to do everything myself, I build a team. Teamwork makes the dream work. I begin to bring the best guys in my team, the best graphic design, the best, of course, online. I leverage on AI tools, ChatGPT, Gemini, leverage on them. So I leverage on my team. I leverage on the best guy that can think very well, better than me. I told you, whatever you can do, others can do, delegate. Whatever you cannot do, others can do, outsource. Only do the things only you can do. 80%, 20% rule. Focus on the 20% of the activities that will give you 20%, 80% of the result. And those activities are the higher level of value creation. So it's not about doing more on the lowest level of value creation. If you do more at the lowest level of value creation, the universe will still reward you low. So it's not about operating more at the lowest level, it's operating at the higher level of value creation. That's how to leverage. So if you spend more time, which is imagination and communication, the higher level of value creation, not at the lowest level. Don't do more at the lowest level, do more at the highest level. So that is how you get results. So, because the universe we live does not reward you according to effort. The universe we live rewards you according to the value creation that you're operating it. So the first one is called the implementers. The last one here is called what? The implementers. They exchange their time for money, energy for money, the effort for money. They're the one that are being paid lowest in the value in the society. The cleaners in the bank, the cleaners in the hotels, the gate men, they put that their hands that involved in the business. The implementers, no matter how much they pray and fast, no matter how well they are, the universe designed that because they're operating at the lowest level of value creation, not leveraging on anything, only that time effort. So they are not feeling fine, that business not feeling fine. They will be paid less. So they don't understand. They spend more time thinking life will get better. It will not get better. Because they're operating on the lowest level of value creation. The number 3 level of value creation is called the managers. What does it called? The managers unify. They unify people to make more money. So the managers actually manages the implementers. A lot of people don't understand that. So in the society, the manager in the bank will always get more money than the cleaner. In the hotel, the manager will make more money than the cleaner. because his job is operating at the higher level of value creation than the implementers. And the implementers are angry. And they're all sweeping the floor, arranging the room, do this, the front desk staff, I do. The guy just says, you come here, can't do this, can't do that. The unit is operating on the higher level of it. So the universe pays him more. So whether you pray and fast, you always earn more. Whether you're angry or not, you always earn more. Why? Because you're operating on the higher level of value creation. You want to be rich and wealthy, you don't operate here. You want to survive, you can operate here. You want to just barber around, you can operate here. But the best thing I want to advise you, leave those level of implementer. Even if you can start from there, because a good implementer will surely be a good manager. What makes him good is that he documents his processes. If you document your process as an implementer, that will help you to become a good manager. So you can transfer the document to someone else and it will be written. That becomes a culture, not tradition. The next level is to operate on the second level. It's called the communicators. What else is called? Communicators. These guys, you see, we use mouth to make money. We use mouth to make money. The coaches, the football coach say, you come here. He's the one talking, the touch ball. You player, go here. You bench you. This one, half time. The coach. The pastors, name them. People that use their mouth to make money. The consultants. In the hospital, they tried everything, it didn't work out. They called a consultant. The guy just showed up and said, carry the file, open, ask you questions, tell them, do this. They do, and they didn't work. In the banks, in hotels, everywhere, consultants just showed up. Auditors, they just showed up. All the work you're building for, they just carry the books, look at the financial books, the income expenses, look at everything, and they just look at the book and tell somebody, do this, and the business work. Because of his expertise, gain of mastery, man, how many thousands of hours put into it? So you want to be successful in life, you must learn to get mastery over what you do, to operate at a higher level of value. Because in life, no matter how much you pray and fast, those that use their mouth to make money, they make more money. People are angry with me, okay, I'm the one doing on the job. They did it, I just talk. I learn how to talk better. I make more money than people that here. So the universe rewards people that are in the highest value of creation, which is called the imaginators. What else is called? The imaginators. The imaginators imagine, tell the communicator the implementer. So we use our mind to make money. We use money to make money. So we sit down to create mental pictures about where we are going to. And we choose to find the best systems, best managers, communicate with them, they go and implement, and we're making the money. So you want to become wealthy in life, you must operate on the higher level of value creation. So it's not about working harder. It's not about doing more. At what level of value creation are you operating? So you must identify the value creation you're operating. Because you can be doing more here, and life is still unfair. It's not life is unfair. Life is fair, my brother. The things that you don't just know, ignorance is the problem, because ignorance is not a demon. We cannot cast it out. The only solution to ignorance is knowledge. If knowledge is the only asset that change your mind, also change your pocket at the same time. Because you know why? Poverty always starts in the mind, always, all the time, settles in the pocket. Wealth always starts in the mind, all the time, wealth settles in the pocket. So knowledge is the only asset. Asset. Because ignorance is not a demon. We cannot cast it out. And the only solution to ignorance is knowledge. And the Bible says in Hosea 4:6, my people perish for lack of knowledge. The next statement says, because they rejected knowledge, I, the Lord, rejected them. Chai, what a wonderful word. So the only reason God will reject someone is because he rejects knowledge. He said, my people, that's the they are born again. They speak in tongues. My people, God even associated, he said, my people, perish, steal, destroy. What is perishing? Out of use, useless at the same time. For because of what? Lack of knowledge. They have the knowledge, but they refuse to learn. He said, because they rejected knowledge. They reject means that is available to you. Instead of learning more to know more to get more results. They say no. Because once you learn, you will know. And the learning, knowledge is a waste product of learning. So whether you like it or not, once you expose your brain to the possibilities of the outcomes you desire, you always get better outcomes. You get better outcomes not because of better effort. You get better outcomes because of better understanding. Because life rewards you according to thought, definition behind the effort, not the effort himself. The knowledge behind the effort, not the effort. If life reward effort more than knowledge, those that push about the intermarket, they would have come the richest man in the world. Those that carry down good cement from trailer to warehouse, they would have come the richest man in the world. Life does not reward effort more than knowledge. Life always reward knowledge behind the effort more than the effort himself. So let's look at this today. The 4 things I want to recommend for you on what to leverage on these things. Make sure each of these 4 things have at least 10 minutes of your life every day out of 24 hours. How many minutes? How many minutes? 10 minutes minimum. You must be so intentional and deliberate this year so that your effort will count, not to waste effort with business. Business is not productivity. Business is not progress. Beware of the barrenness of a busy life. So remember, the purpose of applying this 4 leverage is to do 4 major things. Collapse time. Turn on collapse time. Turn about shorten distance. Turn about speed progress. And multiply results. The first one is what? Collapse time. The second one is what? No. Shorten distance. We must do it the way I want to do. So don't forget it. Even though you don't know anything from this, the reason why you have to apply this for project for leverage is to do what? Collapse time. Number two, shorten distance. Number three, speed progress. Number four, you must say it. Oh. You are not going anywhere, you must say it. Number one is what? Number two. Number three. Number four. Some people brain be like coconut. They have to use their finger be counting it like me, right? So we must do it one more time now. The reason why you must apply this for leverage, I'm going to share with you now, is so number one, do what? Number two. Number three. Number four. Good and fine. Now you're talking to me. So let's take the first one. So I said that the aim is to I mentioned the four key forms of leverage that you need to apply, and I asked you to write it down: spiritual leverage, financial team, tools, and system leverage. So the aim, write this one before just taking the notes. But the aim is to acquire is the aim of applying these four projects. The aim leverage. The aim is to acquire, exploit, and utilize. The aim is to acquire these four leverage, exploit them, and utilize them for your assignments. The aim is to acquire them at the minimum of 10 minutes in a day, exploit them, and utilize them for your assignment, calling, purpose, to get more done with least time and least effort. That's the reason why I'm talking to you. The aim is to acquire them, exploit them, and utilize them. The aim is to make sure 10 minutes of your time you use to acquire them, exploit them, and utilize them for the purpose of achieving your assignments, your calling, to get more done with less time and less effort. That's the thing. Get more done with less time and effort. So you can collapse time, speed progress, and also collapse time, shorten distance, speed progress, and multiply result. That is the reason. So the aim is to acquire, exploit, and utilize them for your assignment, for your calling, for your purpose, to get more done with less time and less effort. Less time and less effort. That's it, the key ingredient. Okay, let's see what we can do. I'm ending this class today because tomorrow is 31st, so we are not going to meet for Millionaire School. And of course, first, we are not going to be here. Second, we are not going to be here for Millionaire School, so they will go to next year and have something for us for a brand new year. So what we are going to do is this. I will clean this up so that we can use it to see how far we can go. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. So let's take the first one. Spiritual leverage. Spiritual leverage. Spiritual leverage. Okay, whenever I talk to people up in this world about entrepreneurs, business, and investment, I like to find a common ground where everybody can accept. When everybody can accept, then we can start building on it. So the only place everybody accepts, of course, in the Bible. So Matthew 6:33 says, Jesus said to them, seek ye first the kingdom of God and righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. So spiritual leverage is favor. Write it down like this. Spiritual leverage. Spiritual leverage is favor. So once you leverage on spiritual and supernatural, you're going to receive this favor. This favor, it makes you, this favor we're talking about, it makes you a magnet. It makes you a magnet, not a grinder. Not a grinder. Not a grinder. Okay, full stop. So it makes you a magnet and not a grinder. This spiritual favor, it attracts to you. Number one, opportunity. It attracts to you opportunities. But two, it gives you more favor in the sight of God, in the sight of men. It makes you a resource, become useful to everybody around you. Number four, it's also divine timing. It makes you to have experienced divine timing. Okay, so once you are actually spending time to do the spiritual activities, what I mean spiritual activities, that's at times explain to what spiritual activity is. That spiritual activity is different from morality, different from morality. So there are meditations, there are study, there are prayer time, there are a moment of communicating with God, not fight. Don't bring devil into that particular. That is not the time to say devil die by fire, kerosene, thunder, petrol. No, Leave devil alone whenever I come to spiritual activity. You're having a fellowship with your creator, with your heavenly father. So you're gonna ask for you don't ask for items, you ask for ideas. You don't ask for things, you ask for thoughts. You ask for God to open doors of the heart of men. Ask God for ideas to create value, make impact, contribute, cause solve problem, become a solution provider, and add value to the balance. So the key insights here about spiritual leverage is that you don't chase outcomes in the kingdom. You position and outcomes will pursue you. So one day of favor is worth more than a lifetime of labor. A day with the Lord is like 1,000 years. 1,000 years like a day. Favor can purchase in a day what 1,000 years of labor cannot. Favor will open doors for you when no man can shut. Favor will give you a seat in the table of greatness, circle of influence. Favor will create an opportunity for you in many cases that you are merited for it. Okay, favor will make a way where there seems to be no way. Favor will open the door where no man can shut. God first and operates from the place of favor is psychology of blessing. So the good news is this: once you actually prioritize 10 minutes of your life minimum, for someone like us, we do more than 10 minutes in a day. So we just have a moment to tell God, where am I going to? Why am I on earth? What am I supposed to do? What is my purpose? What's my plan now? Which direction I'm moving? Which destination? So there are a lot of questions that we need to answer. And God is always ready to talk to us. Okay? So because I said we have a lot to discuss today. So once you prioritize your spiritual, of course, leverage, by leveraging on the divinity, on the instinct, on the spirit of God that lives in you, because greater is he that is where in you than he that is in the world. Once we are with God, no man can be against you. When anybody that stands against you, he will actually fight for you. So you leverage on him, because it's better to leverage on the supernatural than to depend on man. Man may have good intention, but some will for somewhere he just choose to, he cannot help you. He might disappoint you, and it becomes what I normally say: expectation not met make the heart sick. So let me go to where I'm actually going to: financial leverage. Let's pick number 2: financial leverage. Financial leverage. Financial leverage. Financial. Write it down your notes. Financial leverage is a mindset. Financial leverage is a mindset of acquiring capitals. Financial leverage is a mindset that acquire capitals. Financial leverage is a mindset that access capital to acquire assets. Sorry. Financial is a mindset that access capital to acquire assets. Financial leverage is a mindset that access capital to acquire assets, uses resources strategically. Financial leverage is a mindset that access capital to acquire assets, uses resources strategically. So a financial mindset access capital just for the reason of acquiring assets and uses resources strategically. So what am I trying to say? He doesn't borrow money to buy liabilities. He actually borrow money to buy assets. He actually save money for the purpose of investing it. He actually pay himself 10%, just use the money to buy income generating assets for residual income. He buy income generators because he makes sure he puts his money where money can work for him. So if you're not thinking of how money can work for you, you are not applying financial leverage. The whole idea of financial leverage is that money can work for you. So the reason why he's applying resources strategically and acquiring assets is to acquire assets capital, is to acquire assets. So borrowing is not a bad thing. Borrowing is actually a good thing if you are borrowing to buy assets, if you are borrowing to invest in income generating assets, you know, and it's actually saving, just not to on a rainy day alone. You are saving a part of your money to make it work for you. You know, the thing is this: a lot of people run away from um, borrowing money because they borrow money most of the time to squander it, consumption. But it's not a bad thing to borrow money to do investment. There was a time I actually started with 2 billion sometime. I told him about where we can actually get 10 to 15% on our money, and it's actually one of the banking assets. So we now have to get some money and then put in the banking asset, and then the fact that we keep getting the interest rate to service the other one, and at the end of the day we finished it and the 4 million now became part of our money. So we didn't borrow the money to chop the money, because we borrowed the money to make the money work for us. So the idea is that if you want to become successful, is to actually make up your mind that you must buy income generating asset. Write it down. The purpose of financial leverage is to buy income generating assets that appreciate over time. The purpose of acquiring financial assets is to buy income generating